What's going on today, guys? So today I want to talk to you about a little question that I see online quite a bit, and that is, are KRK Rokits muddy? Um, it's just a little background if you're not really familiar with KRK Systems studio monitors. The company began manufacturing studio monitors back in 2003, I believe it was, and that's when their Generation 1 Rokit monitors came out. If you go back and take a look at them, you'll instantly recognize them more or less because they have this unique and I guess sort of iconic yellow woofer or yellow cone that's kind of set these monitors apart from all other monitors to date. One thing I will say is that back in actually really up until Generation 3, and right now you're currently looking at the KRK Rokit 8 G4s. This means we're in Generation 4 now. But up until G3, a lot of the KRK systems monitors had issues with the bass response. And for a lot of beginner producers and beginner mixer engineers or at-home mixing engineers were buying these because they were so inexpensive. But the problem was that they were churning out mixes that weren't that great because the low end was just too flabby, it was too all over the place, and that meant that people were getting these mixes that might have sounded great in their rooms, but then when they were taking them out, the low end kind of just fell apart or wasn't present because there was just too much of it in the KRK systems monitors. And of course, when we're mixing, we do want a more natural frequency response across the entire spectrum. This way all of the frequencies kind of even out. You can hear everything how it's supposed to be heard, from the lows to the middles to the highs, so that when you do take it to a system that is going to be hyped, you have a really even keeled frequency response across any system, really. So this was an issue with KRKs for a while. Now that we're in Generation 4, KRK I think has finally figured out their method for creating speakers that have a more natural response, and these are wonderful. I would say if you're going with anything Generation 3 and prior, do note that they are going to be muddy. They are going to have this kind of flabby low end, but these new KRK systems monitors have great response throughout the entire spectrum. And I wouldn't say that they're muddy in the least. For starters, they have this new Kevlar material that they use on the cone right here, and this is the low frequency driver. So it's a much tighter, it's much more lightweight, it's much punchier. It's just this material is able to handle that low frequency energy a lot better than other material that they used in the past, which was like a composite something. I can't totally remember, but for starters, like that was a great change for them. Also, they now have front firing ports, which is awesome. So instead of having the bass energy come out the back through a port and up against a wall, which most home studios, most small studios have their monitors placed up against the wall because there's not much room, and so that caused like a really muddy, resonant mess in the back. But now that they have these front firing ports, a lot of that has changed. So yeah, to answer your question simply, are KRK Rokits muddy? I don't think so. They've come a long way since their inception, and they have a much more natural frequency response than they ever have before. Alrighty, guys, if you have any insights into whether or not you think KRK Rokits are muddy, or if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. All right, take it easy.